Hey, what's going on, guys? In today's tutorial we're going to learn about the for loop in Python. So yeah, let's get started. So my goal for this video is to make the for loop a little bit simpler. If you're learning how to code, I know the for loop could get a little bit difficult to understand the concept of it. So hopefully this video clears up that confusion. I'm drinking kombucha, by the way. So by definition, a for loop is used for iterating over a sequence that is either a list, a tuple, or a dictionary, a set, or a string. For loops are traditionally used when you have a block of code when you want to repeat a fixed number of times. A real-world example would be where you make an API call to a company's app, and then once the code is done running, it returns a list of dictionaries containing objects. You would want to use a for loop to iterate through that list of data and then process it and do whatever it is you need to do. So as far as the for loop syntax goes in Python, it's not too difficult when we compare it to other languages like Java or C++. In Python, it's pretty straightforward. So right here, we're iterating through data, and then we're printing each object that we're iterating through. So it'll print 1, 2, and 3. I'll run some code later on for you guys, but yeah. And I also have a flowchart right here, and I don't really know how it works. I'm just kidding. So we're going to use the variable data, for example, to kind of show how this flowchart works. So let's say we start the for loop and we're done iterating through 1 right here. Python checks, hey, has the last item been reached? No, because we have 2 and 3 in front of it. So it's going to go back, and now we're using 2. Has the last item been reached? No, because we still got 3 right here. And then now that we're using 3, has the last item been reached? Yes, so now we go down this little path right here, and then the loop is done. So going back to that example from earlier, let's actually write it in code. So let's say we made an API call to a company and we're requesting first and last names from everybody that works there. And once the API call is done, we get this response right here. And that response is a list of dictionaries. If my manager said my task for today was to print each item that was given from the response, this is what my code would look like right here. So for obj in response, print obj. Obj is just a variable. You can name it whatever you want as long as it's not a number. Now we're gonna run the code and let's see what happens. Basically what happened is that we printed each object from the list, and each object was a dictionary. And yeah, my task for that day is done and I get to go home. So if we uncomment this piece of code right here, we get to see the for loop iterate a little bit slower instead of seeing it all at one time. So yeah, let's run this real quick. So this is the first iteration, the second iteration, and the third one, and your for loop is done. In the real world, what you would probably want to do is save this data right here to your company's database, and yeah, that's it. I'll have a tutorial for that later. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful. If not, I'll try to make better videos in the future, but if you did find it useful, hopefully you like and subscribe and whatever. All right, bye.